Hey, Kev, sorry, I forgot to close the door. Could you do me a favor?
Okay, Thursday edition, hot ice, August 4th. We got baseball wire to wire, little live scouting report. You know I have my ear to the grindstone. The Tampa kids, not mentally tough. Strikeout pitch right down the lane here in the regional. Kid rips off his glove. He's got a little musk on his face. They are not tough. They're up 1-0. Just had a kid get thrown out at the plate. I actually think it's Big Tone's nephew. But I don't like what I'm seeing out of Florida. 1-0 game. You could go check that out where you check that out. We are baseballed out. Carl, you talk about burying the lead. We're not burying the lead today. The hit parade is plus 9.05 units year to date. Since July 5th, since 4th of July, we're 5-1-3 with 3 wild pushes because guys didn't play. We also had a refund with the Altuve craziness. We're on it. So we're hitting at a crazy clip. Let's go right there because that's the biggest plus sign. Jack's going to have a price on that. ASAP, I'm going to give you Corey Seager, who's hitting 366 against Johnny Cueto. We'll get to that game in a little bit, but Cueto I think's been good, not great. Corey Seager seems to own him. I like that he hits second. I give myself a lot of at-bats. Give me Corey Seager. Call, who you putting in the hit parade?
I'm taking Jose Altuve because I think he's a stand-up gentleman. I'm taking him.
That's a rare.
Listen, I'm being dead serious right now. The stuff that's happened with him ever since he got drilled the other night, I had a strong take about it, and people have come back to me and they're like, dude, that's just that's who Jose Altuve is. I tapped into the Astros fan base. I'm gonna kind of ride this wave a little bit here and see if I can pick up some steam with Altuve. I just like him a lot right now.
Yeah, he's been in it a lot for us. So we got the same rotating cast of guys. Ev, who you putting in?
I'd like to go on record and say I think Jose Altuve is a rat-faced fuck. But for the sake of tonight, I'd love to see him get a hit. I'm on Vladdy Jr. because he might actually be the hottest hitter in baseball since the All-Star break. He just can't stop hitting. I think he's batting almost 450, something crazy. It's going to be Vladdy Jr. tonight. Let's cash it again, boys.
Yeah, it's been unreal. It's a great bet. We hit it in the first at bats the other night. It's unbelievable.
Easy money.
Yeah, so we're rolling. So the only real headline I have a look at, we can kind of unpack the trade deadline a little bit, but it ties into the winners and losers because these are all guys making moves. So the Twins obviously made some moves. There's going to be 3 division races that come down to the wire here, in my opinion. And you guys can kind of pass or play them. Maybe that's a segment we're teasing for the fall, little thing we're working on down the road, Mondays and Thursdays, possibly. So we'll pass or play here. We'll start with the AL Central. You got the Twins in a 1-game lead over Chicago, who did nothing, and Cleveland. They're 2 games up on Cleveland. So the Twins loaded up their pitching staff. They're trying to make a run. They're at plus 115. You got the White Sox at plus 165, and you got Cleveland at plus 295. Ev, if you had to play this or pass this, which way are you going? Do you hope? And you can, you give me hypotheticals too. Do you still think Cleveland's good enough to get to 3 or 4 games out by the weekend? Then you play it on Monday where it hits plus 315, plus 330. You know what I'm saying? You can do kind of whatever you want here as far as this divisional race.
I'd say I'll say for the sake of taking one, I'll take one. And I guess if I had to, I'd probably take the White Sox just because I really do like what the Twins did at the deadline, especially bolstering up the bullpen a little bit. But I think some of the arms that the White Sox have, a guy like Dylan Cease have been pitching out of his fucking mind. And I think having a guy like that can be a horse for you down the stretch is huge. And I think they have so many bats that are just due. We talk about a lot of guys that are due for regression. They got a lot of bats that are due for the opposite. Like a Bray who's starting to get hot. I know when Aloy's back. They got some guys that I think are due to start the power numbers starting to boost up. So if I had to pick a horse in the race, considering the prices as well, I'd take the White Sox.
Okay. I'm taking anybody but the White Sox. No, Dylan Cease has been great. They just didn't make any moves, and the vibe around them is terrible. Fair. It really is very, very bad around here. I think the Twins have a lot of juice and a lot of steam. And I do like them very much. And I'd also ask guys, I'm very sorry if I can recuse myself for 3 minutes. An emergency has come up, and I have to leave the show for 3 minutes, and I'm very fucking sorry. This is so unprofessional.
No, it happens. We'll go to the NL. That's fine. Pop us back in when you get in. We'll get to the picks. You're all good. All right, Ev, NL Central. We just talked about it last night. The Brewers are doing themselves no favors here. Losing 2 games to the Pirates, not hitting win totals for me and Smitty, and that we're calling hammer plays, leaving guys on base. I don't love their lineup. Craig Counsell is pinch hitting guys who hit homers previously in the game. What are we doing? I can't figure that out. To me, it's got to be the Cards at plus 150, right? It's
Absolutely.
only a game and a half. Like, do we still think the Cardinals can go get? Like, I don't know. The Cardinals are going to have a minus sign next to them pretty soon, if you ask me. I don't know if you're getting much higher than plus 150. But with that said, like if it does come down to this 10 games left and the Cardinals are down 2, I'm still probably going to play the Cardinals at a high price. Like I want to dollar average this as much as I can. The Cardinals are going to win this division, I think. Anyway, I don't. They have the great bats. You know, pitching staff's kind of they've been there. They're the name brand. I'll be very surprised if the Brewers win this division.
You know, you know me. We've talked about it all fair. I'm the same way. I'm a big Cardinals guy. I'm a big believer in the Cardinals in general. Believer in the culture, just the team they have around them. I think a sneaky move that they made that I think that he's actually pitching today in the first game of the doubleheader is Jose Quintana. I think that could be he was kind of buried in the Pirates, but he'd been having a really really solid season, and I think can be like a really solid like third, fourth starter that they need to go with like Wainwright and some of those guys and like Mikolas and those guys. So if he can pitch well down the stretch, I think they're a legit threat to even make a run in the playoffs as well. But I agree with you 100%. I think they're going to beat out the Brewers, win the division. I think they're just the overall better baseball team. I'm just not a believer in the Brewers.
Mikolas is going game 2?
I would say so. Wainwright's got to get the ball game 1. I would imagine Mikolas game 2, and then probably see how it pans out. Maybe.
I'm saying I apologize. I mean more today because it's on my card for Pick Central.
Today. Oh, excuse me. Today. No. Oh, today. No, Quintana, I believe, is going game 1 today.
Okay. Yeah, I know it gets a little screwy. We'll have to sort that out. I like Mikolas's over strikeouts for that as well for Pick Central if he's pitching game 1 or game 2. The Cubs. Listen, you look at the NL Central. You know the Reds, after all the Reds' horrific start, it's probably better Carl's not here to rub this one in. The Reds have a better record than the Cubs, albeit it's like a half a game or a game. Mm-hmm. But you spotted, what were they, 3-23 or like
something crazy, like 4 and like 20, something crazy like that. Yeah,
insane. So like the Cubs, you know, I maybe they're the ones who lose the next 15 in a row, even keeping Contreras. I don't know. Either way, like I do think it's the Cards. Now, you know, to my home territory, we got a huge 5-game series now here with the Mets and the Braves. Mets are minus 250, which should tell you a lot. Braves at plus 185. I don't know how you don't play the Braves, especially now. Mets are a favorite today, but you got to think they're going to.
What's the current lead? 3 games?
3.5
3 right now.
3.5. 3.5. Yeah, I don't know how you don't play the Braves. They could obviously sweep the 5. That's highly unlikely. I know Frank thinks that's what's going to happen, but who's to say they can't take 4-1? You know, I know all the pitching's lined up. Obviously, we're gonna have our aces going, but the Braves are a very, very good team. You know, they made some moves at the deadline, locked up their guy in Austin Riley. They've been there. They've won the World Series. Like, I'm a Mets fan, but again, I say it all the time, like realist, you can't talk me into Mets minus 250 here. This reminds me of what it was last year when everyone was kind of looking at the Phillies. I think guys were giving out the Phillies at like 8-1, you know, down 4 or 5 games, like make this run. It's only 3.5. You got to look at the Braves at plus 185 here, down 3.5 games.
No, 100%. I mean, it's obviously, listen, the Mets, and I think the Mets should absolutely be the favorites. Obviously, they've got the lead. I do think they overall have the better pitching. I think their lineups are. I would give the Braves slight edge in lineup, but not by much. I mean, the Mets have a killer lineup as well. So I mean, I agree with the pricing, but I also agree that I would go with the Braves if I had to take it. Just not going to lay minus 250 with. You just never know. They're the World Series champs for a reason. They got the championship culture. They're just a complete baseball team. Like
they are.
with the Cardinals, I see them probably similarly. I'd say the Braves, I would say, are better. Like when you just look at that lineup, and they got guys like the rookie Harris batting 9, who's got legitimate power, who's batting almost 300. Like their lineup is just there's no easy outs, none in that lineup. Even Ozuna, who struggled this year, is batting like 6th, 7th at times in the lineup, like more like 6, but they just got a lot of pop in that lineup 1 to 9. I think the bullpen is the only thing that really worries me for them a little bit. But no, I like their starting pitching. I mean, Fried's obviously bounced back. I'm kind of surprised to see the line today. I guess it makes sense that the Mets are home. They're minus 120. But,
they've been great at home. They've been great against the division. You know, this is because
the Braves got Rico, who's been pretty good, like sneaky, pretty like a good backline starter this year as well.
Big strikeout guy too. I've been on his props. He got short. I think they took him out last one, or he got bad luck. He was at 5. He needed 5.5. Like either way. So yeah, they've been very good. Ev, you know I'm not the best merch guy, and what I think is usually funny doesn't always sell. We touched on We Gotta Believe. Can I just get an honest grade? You've always told me how it is. My boy Vogelbach.
Plate discipline
with the big chain. We're working on it. It should be coming out soon.
Okay.
So little tease. What do we think? Honest grade.
I don't hate it.
Plate discipline.
I would say it didn't knock my socks off, but I don't hate it.
It's great. It's an inside.
But because Bogey's a guy that's very t-shirtable.
Yes.
Like there's going to be something there. Maybe like a what about this? He just did a grand slam the other day, right? Or yesterday?
Yes.
What about like an all-star spot, like a grand slam breakfast, from like Denny's or something?
Yeah, exactly.
With him eating the fucking big, I don't know. That was off the cuff, obviously, but
plate discipline works because he's obviously at the plate, so that works as well. So awesome. Oh, you did get that one. All right, I'm making sure.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm working with here. So all right, so yeah, I mean, I guess you got to take the plus signs with all the dogs in those divisional races. Speaking of dogs, I touched on it before with Corey Seager. It's a small one. It's actually moved away from me. I got it at plus 108. It's moved to plus 112. Like I said, Cueto's been okay. He hasn't been great. The Rangers are pesky. I'm going to go with the Rangers plus 108 today. They've been good to me. I like them. They're at home. When they score in bunches. It's a very much like a laughable game. They get up 4 runs in the second inning. You're like, all right, great. They're hitting today. When they lose, they're getting smoked. So it's very, roller coaster type event. But I'm going with the Rangers at plus 108. Who you taking on a plus sign?
So I'm gonna go a little twofer again today because the initial one I give is it's a super short dog. We just talked about. I am betting the Braves today. I'm a big right guy. I just think I just think they're a really good baseball team. They bet plus money, but they're only plus like 100, 105. So I'm going to give you a little bonus one. This is a long shot one.
Oh, there's definitely long shots. There's been a lot of long shots.
I'm gonna give you here the Rockies' first 5 money line, and this is why Kyle Freeland. I have busted his balls in the past. I've done some research on some of his home road splits. He is so much better on the road. He is a phenomenal road starter. That first 5 number for the Rockies is plus 225 on the money line. I actually bet it's on my card on Pick Central as well. Also, I bet in that first 5 plus 1.5 at pretty much minus like 120. I really think they're going to be in the game early. I don't trust their bullpen late. And obviously, the Padres lineup now is just absolutely stacked.
It's out of control. Yeah, but I love
Kyle Freeland. His away numbers have been really had some really good starts against the Dodgers. Some really stacked lineups. He's performed very well. So I'm taking Kyle. Not only Kyle, I'm taking the Rockies first 5 money line plus 225 as well, but also in the Braves money line plus 100.
I've loved the Rockies. Obviously, I wish they were one of those teams who stayed in the race. I think they're fun, that ballpark. But they've kind of smacked. We talk it all the time. They've smacked around Kershaw a little bit this year. Like it's weird. They're a bad team, so to speak. They got a good lineup. They got a lot of pro hitters, and they go win games for you as a plus sign. So it's Musgrove going on the mound, right?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Yeah. So Musgrove's been really good.
I could see that through 5 innings being like 2-1. You know what I mean? Like 1-1, 1-0. Like I think it's going to be. So even actually, I would advise anybody. I didn't even look at the line, but a first 5 under, I definitely don't hate either.
Okay. Yeah, Colorado's been pesky. Musgrove's great, but you talk too, like you could be sitting there going, "Hey, Colorado's going to be in this game," and they start rolling out the bats with San Diego, and you're like, "Here we go." That's just what they have.
It's tough.
Yeah, no, I know. They're gearing up for the playoffs. They're definitely built. Everybody's excited out there. It's interesting. San Diego is, going to be kind of must-watch television down the stretch. But I like that. Go with the long shots. The long shots have been coming through. I faded Ohtani the last 2 times he's been on the mound. The A's, the other night, I believe, was like a huge one.
No, they lost last night with Ohtani pitching, I'm pretty sure.
It was last night or Monday. Okay, yeah, I lose track. But I've been fading Ohtani. And then the one before that, you faded him. Like, you can go against Ohtani. You can go against some of these pitchers. You got just bad team against bad team. Chase the plus sign. So, we're always looking for the value. Best bets. I'm going to go with one. That's another plus sign. Verlander K's over 5.5. So, he's had over 6 strikeouts in 4 of his last 5 starts. The one he didn't, he had 5 strikeouts. Now, Cleveland does not strike out. Lowest strikeout rate in the bigs, even a full strikeout lower at home. So Verlander on the road, I just think Verlander's on a different planet. 14-3, his ERA is like a fucking blood alcohol content. He's got Kate Upton cheering for him. This guy is untouchable. I'm going to take my chances with a plus sign for a big strikeout pitcher. We know guys are trying to lift their swings. I'm going to roll with that. I can get another plus sign on the dollar. I'm going to take it. That's where I'm going with the best bet. What are you rolling with?
So I'm actually going with not a pitcher per se, but I'm going with the team because of the pitcher and the price he's getting. I'm betting on a team that I've been critical on a little bit this year, but I think they're starting to shape up a little bit. I'm taking the Blue Jays today, minus 125 on the road in Minnesota. I know Minnesota's a really, really good team, but we got Alex Manoah on the mound. It has been so rare this year to get Manoah at minus 125. Even against good teams, you're seeing a minus 180, 175. The guy's an absolute stud. He's not only a unit, he's just a mammoth. There's a mammoth of a guy on the mound. Has been absolute electric stuff. And the bats really coming around. I know they lost yesterday at Tampa, low-scoring game, left some guys on base, but Vladdy's starting to heat up. You got Gurriel's been on fire. Like the bats are starting to heat up a lot for Toronto. So I think minus 125 is a good price for them here with Manoah on the mound. Sonny Gray's pitching for the Twins, who has been really solid this year. He always has a bad taste in my mouth because he just couldn't handle New York and he stunk as a Yankee. But I mean, I think Manoah is the clear pitching edge, and I also think they have the better lineup. Even though I can see that the Twins lineup is good, but I just think it's a good price with Manoah on the mound minus 125.
Tough loss too for Toronto yesterday. I know you were on the right side of that with the Rays. Travel day, I guess a little bit of, you don't want to say extended, but the game was early. They got to town last night.
Yeah, they had a little time.
Like they're at least settled in.
I don't think they were partying. I don't think they were partying.
No, definitely not.
In Minnesota on a Wednesday night.
Definitely not.
I think they got some rest.
It is weird though. For as good as Toronto's lineup is, they can be feeble in a lot of cases. Sure. So it's weird. After show, extra innings. We talk about it all the time, like sink or swim. Who are a team that's going to fight and be pesky down the road that's out of the race, or like 6 games out, they're never going to get to the playoffs, but they're going to flirt with it. And who's a team who's going to roll over and quit?
So honestly, the team that I think is pesky, that they're not totally out of it, even though they've made moves to kind of like be out of it. I mean, if you want to talk about the teams coming off the trade deadline All-Star break, the fucking Orioles aren't backing down for shit.
Nope. RDT predicted that.
They just swept the Rangers. And the Rangers were a team that I thought was going to be like that, where I don't know if they were going to make a playoff run. I thought they were going to stay pesky in the second half. I think they were due for a little improvement. I mean, even Perez pitched great last night, and they still just couldn't get it done for the Rangers. But I'll say the Orioles are the team that I think they're just something about that bunch. They're scrappy. Honestly, since they called up Adley Rutschman, they've been really fucking good, just overall. So I mean, I'll take the Orioles as the team that I think, even if they don't make the playoffs run, I think they're going to stay at least within a few games last year. I think they're going to stay in it. A team that I think is going to absolutely fold. So are you asking me a team that I think is like currently in the playoff race and I think it's going to fall back, or what exactly do you want?
Yeah, they could be out of it. They could be kind of in the mix, and you just look, and like their record right now is, let's say, a 486 win percentage, and they're going to end like under 400. I don't know if that math lines up, but like they just roll over. The team to me is the Giants and the Marlins, not roll over, but you're going to see a downtick. They've been good. The Giants are now 3 games under 500. Like, I think they could end the year 10 games under. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just one of those. So
Tough division.
think on that, because we have a couple minutes. Carl, I do want your picks. I know you're handling things behind the scenes. Who do you have as far as a dog dog and a best bet?
Hey guys, great stuff. Honestly, Ev, I'm locked up with you. Also, Giants is a good call on a downturn. It just, I think Darren Ruff's the heartbeat of the team, and now he's going thump for the Mets. You know, it just really is a bad lineup. We're gonna be quick here. All right, I'm a loser. I'm down. I'm kicked. If you got skin in the game with me, you're kicking my fucking ass today. That's why I'm going to the Cubs plus 135, because when I'm down and I'm bad as a dog, it's just like I'm going down with my dogs. And Wilson Contreras, Ian Happ, welcome back, guys. We're gonna struggle through this together. This is gonna be a tough couple of months. You're my dogs. Let me hear it. Woof woof woof. That said, Marcus Stroman's on the mound. I'm also taking the under in the game 7.5, because if the Cubs are gonna lose, they've been shut out 2 times in a row. Yeah. I'm gonna just split the difference and pick it back up. This is such a puss bag play, but guys, just stick with me. I need a little bit. If these guys, if I get the Cubs and I get the under here today, I'm tap dancing my way back home. I'm sleeping soundly. I'm working backwards. Ev, I'm gonna go stop at 5 lemonade stands on the way home. I'm gonna go start a lemonade stand. I'm gonna go invest in lemonade stands.
Love it.
That's game 1 for Stroman, correct? Just to clarify.
Sorry. And I'm a ridiculous person by doing this at a 12:30, guys. Get off your phones as soon as the show is over. Go right to the sportsbook app. That's irresponsible. Responsibly seek out the Cubs, the under, and of course the hit parade.
Yep. Ev, so I guess kind of closing. Yeah, is there a team to look at? Like, it's one of those. You just bet them now, no matter what. Money line and minus 1.5, no matter what it is. Like, you're laying them 185. Like, this team is so bad that they can't catch you. They're going to go 6-20 down the stretch. And again, you could be wrong on that. It's just you're looking for those teams who do roll over, because I've said it since April. There's always one who seems like they fold. So I'm just looking at what you would be looking at.
I think the easy one, I guess, would be like the Nationals. Obviously, I mean they just gave away everybody. That's an easy answer. A team that I thought about, that I was thinking that was in the mix and I thought could fall out of it, even though I do think they're kind of pesky as well, is maybe like the Guardians. The only thing is the division's not great, but I could see them taking a slide. I agree with you. The Giants just are probably due for a slide. Just like you said, Ruff's gone. That division's really, really tough. The pitching probably hasn't been as great as it was last year when they went on a big run. So agree with you. The Giants and the Guardians probably due for a little regression. Bieber hasn't been like the same. Like, he's still been good, but not that like Cy Young type guy he was 2 years ago. So I guess I'll say it's tough to pick a team, because I mean the teams that really, really, the only team that who else besides the Nationals really just sold everybody. Like, obviously we talk about the Cubs. Like, the Cubs end up keeping their guys.
I think the Marlins are a team to look. It's the other way too. Like, anytime they have a minus sign, you're like, wrong. You know what I mean? Just chase the plus. The Marlins are now like 9 games under 500. They're a game and a half above the Diamondbacks, 3 games above the Rockies. Like, I could see the Rockies bumping these guys. So again, it's just something to look at. Like, if they're gonna put a minus sign on the Marlins, and you've kind of seen the story here of them being like, hey, we're out of it. We're going out. I'm not really locked into scouting reports. And the Marlins are wrong with a minus sign every day. You can go get some plus signs. That's just all I'm looking at. There are teams who I think are going to fold.
Another team that I think is going to stay scrappy is the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I just like what they just play hard. And they really only traded Peralta. So they didn't really trade who is a solid bat, but I thought they'd be a team that would be able to trade more, and they didn't trade any of their pitching, really, only Peralta. So I think they're a team that can stay. I think they're a good-looking underdog in some good spots.
I would love to do this. The Diamondbacks to finish ahead of the Marlins and the A's, who were dead last, but only 5 games behind the Angels, to finish ahead of the Angels. I would love to have that parlayed. That would
be
odds.
Incredible. I think the Athletics, that this is like when they play their most fearless baseball, the month of August. Okay, I read Moneyball back in 2004. I know what this club's capable of in August. But in all seriousness, man, the Angels, the fact that we're even entertaining the idea that a team led by Shohei Ohtani and Mike Trout will finish behind a club that literally more people go to high school baseball games in some parts of California than they do the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, they're only 5 games back. Like, keep an eye on that. Well, we've been right on a lot of things. We've been wrong on a few. Joe Ryan, AL Rookie of the Year ticket. You could rip that one up. So I had that clip saved. But that's it. So we chat. Yeah.
So I want to see the folder. I want to see the folder, all the clips you have saved, and just like,
exactly.
I'm waiting on this one. Okay. Good.
Oh, well, the Crow. I have 14 CJ Crone MVP mentions. So we got to delete all those. Yeah, it's all right. We'll just the emails will be disappeared. So that's that's Hot Ice. Pick Central coming up next on the YouTube page. We'll get you the hit parade. Again, we're +9 units for parlays. It's unheard of. Straight bettors can't go +9 units. It's a fucking parlay. +9 units. Go bet it. The hit parade. We're going to get really, really hot as we go. Also, we start getting, I said it to my new friend Big T, we start getting some cushion here. Get to 12 or 13.
Oh.
We're gonna start throwing in guys like Vogelbach and Nico Horner. Maybe you're chasing a +400 on some of these things. We'll get a little wacky
Rico,
with our profits.
Rico, if you can see it, we just got the price.
Okay.
We read it for the people. We just got the price.
+200. All right, so we got Jose Altuve, Vladimir Guerrero, Corey Seager, boosted from 170, +200. That's a 2-to-1 payout. We're +9 units. Let's get north of 10. Then we get north of 15, and then we try to get north of 20. So that's it. Hot Ice. See you on Tuesday. Everybody have a great weekend. Hopefully the Mets are still in it. Let's be honest. Take it easy.
You guys are the best.